All right, this is part two. Sorry about that. Remember, whenever my camera cuts, it's because I sometimes I talk and I forget. I lose track of time, and the camera goes over 33 minutes and ends up cutting. Hence why I always cut my camera after 30 minutes because my camera cuts obviously. Hence why sometimes when I upload my videos, you get like 8 second parts, 2 second parts because my camera cuts. You get like these small short clips, right? Because YouTube, whenever you have small clips, YouTube automatically makes it into a short caption clip on your channel. It's weird. I'm saying, yeah, because I paid. This is part two. Because I paid Peter more money, he will work double harder for me than what he even did for Lord of the Rings. He'll be more invested in my movie because he's making more money. Okay, Peter, just like Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogy was your baby. Those are both your babies. Zayn's is also your baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What? Because Zayn's will be Peter Jackson's baby if he's hired. It'll be his baby. Peter, treat your baby as your own. Obviously, Ivan, don't worry about it. Ivan, I promise I won't wing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to take my notes. I'm going to study my script. We're going to do the concert arts together. Ivan, we're going to what? We're going to plan out. We're going to plan our story together. We're gonna write this amazing script together, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see that smile on his face. He's happy. Don't worry, Ivan. We're gonna make one of the best movie trilogies ever made. Either the best or one of the best. I told you, I can't see any movie trilogy topping Zanus, man. Like I wrote my own story. I'm telling you, if you adapt that kind of story to the big screen and you apply a non-aiming knowledge towards that kind of movie, obviously something better technology. What do you even got for the Hobbit, guys? The Hobbit, when you watch it, it looks very amazing, amazing technology, better than even Lord of the Rings. The technology of the Hobbit blows Lord of the Rings out of the water. As Lord of the Rings, when you watch it, it's amazing, obviously, but you can tell the technology is a little dated, obviously. You know what I'm saying? For the Hobbit, you can tell the technology blows Lord of the Rings out of the water. They upgraded the technology. Sting's sword glowing blue. It looks more professional in the Hobbit than compared to Frodo when he had the sword in Lord of the Rings. Sauron looks a lot more upgraded when you watch The Hobbit, obviously, but the movie trilogy is not as good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you thought The Hobbit looked nice, those eagles, that beautiful landscape shot you got at the end when they're on the mountain, oh my god, they're like, what is that? And that's the Lonely Mountains. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Lonely Mountains. Remember that in the end of Unexpected Journey? Yeah. There's something more beautiful than that for what? For my world of the North and the South, man. Something. That's why we're looking at the best story I've told in most picture, man. Better than even Peter Jackson. I'm not kidding around, guys. Once you read my book, you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean, obviously. That's why Peter will work hard for me. And you're going to see, when you see the documentary and you see Peter talking, they interview Peter, they interview Peter Jackson, they interview Peter Jackson, they interview Guillermo del Toro. You're going to see how much more happy Peter is in my movie. You're going to see that smile on his face, how much more happy he is in my movie compared to what? His Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogy. Because even though they paid him a lot of money for Lord of the Rings, for Lord of the Rings he only made $10 million. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know, even though he negotiated for Piece of Profits, he didn't know how successful his movie would be. So it was risky, obviously. Worked his ass off, obviously. For The Hobbit, he was rich. He was already rich, obviously, and he made a lot of money, obviously. Peter, obviously, guaranteed Peter Jackson probably made, I don't know. For The Hobbit, they probably paid Peter probably like 25 million bucks salary for the two movies, and he probably got like a nice like $100 million off the profits for the Hobbit. Peter Jackson. Obviously, because by the time Peter Jackson did The Hobbit, he was already established as a director. Whereas when he did Lord of the Rings, he was a nobody. He wasn't that big. He only did a few like horror movies and stuff, right? He couldn't really negotiate for a lot of money. Well, he negotiated for a piece of profit for Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? But what? If you're gonna see how much more happy Peter Jackson is in my movie compared to Lord of the Rings, because I paid him more money. Don't forget that he got his freedom. He's free. Whereas in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, he was a dirty slave. He had to do it. Don't hate me, Hollywood. He had to do it, man. He had to go in the trailer and do it while he was working. Yeah, hence why he worked hard. Obviously, he was happy because you know what I'm saying. But he was a little bit because he was a dirty slave. He won't work as hard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving Peter Jackson perks too. Don't forget that. I'm giving Peter perks. Perks, guys. And don't forget the doc crew is filming Peter too. Obviously, with like professional independent movie cameras. Peter Jackson asked me, Ivan, how much money are you putting towards your documentary, by the way? I don't know, Peter. How do 10 million bucks? He's like, what? He's shocked. He's like, Ivan, say that again. I'm like, 10 million bucks. Peter's like, holy shit, Ivan. Ivan, this is like the most expensive documentary ever made. In Hollywood, they only do like $1,800,000 documentaries. And you're putting $10 million towards your doc crew, your doc team, Ivan, your doc crew. Yeah, Peter, with special effects, independent movie camera. He's like, holy shit. Ivan, you're looking at the best documentary ever, yeah. While I'm working on a script with Peter, the doc team's filming us. We're having a blast. We're doing the concert arts. The doc team's filming us. When Peter goes to his nice suite in the hotel, the doc team films some of the days when he's going over the script with Guillermo del Toro, taking his notes. Yeah, with George Lucas. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It looks to me crazy. Hence why he'll work harder for me, obviously. The only difference is Peter Jackson's old, is a lot older. He's almost 30. By the time he films Zanus, he'll be like 30 years older, Peter Jackson. He'll be like 20. He'll be like 60. He'll be pushing 70, like 68 years old. When Peter Jackson films My Lord of the Rings movie, he'll be older. He'll be like 68, 66, 68 years old, around there. 69, 68 years old when he films My Zanus movie. He'll be old. And he'll be older. Obviously, you'll see him struggling a little bit with the labor a little bit more because he's a lot older than he was in Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings, he was only like 40 years old when he filmed the movie. 38. He was like 30. He was in his late 30s. Peter. He was younger, much younger back then. Whereas now he's pushing 70. He's a lot older. You know what I'm saying? But I told you, if you're 68, 60, 67, you're still pretty strong. He'll be fine. Obviously, yeah. I'm fine. I can manage the work. Yeah, he'll be able to manage the work. He'll be fine. Obviously. Yeah. And what's going to motivate Peter to work hard is a check, the check that he's getting. Obviously, okay, I got my $10 million check. I got like I don't know $6.8 million in my bank after taxes and the agent. Obviously, all I have to do is just help Ivan write the script, take my notes, go over the script. Obviously, consult with the 17 sometimes, do the cons arts with Ivan, help Ivan with the main 6-7 calls. And that's it. He'll work hard. He'll work really hard. You're going to see him working hard, going over his notes, going over his scripts every day. Peter, I recommend every time when you go home, take your notes. And once you take your notes, it doesn't hurt to go over your notes with Guillermo del Toro. You got the rest. Try to do that as much as you can. That way you're prepped with Guillermo del Toro. And then the next day, I'll give me your notes and I'll go over your notes. And I'll add in my notes to give my input. That way you have more ideas for the movie. And that way you get a good movie. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't get something messy happening like Battle of Five Armies. I said Battle of Five Armies because Destination Smog and Uncharted Journey, it wasn't a terrible movie. I saw it. It was a pretty good movie. I saw the movie recently. It's a pretty good movie. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was okay. It was pretty good. 6 out of 10 movie. It wasn't bad. Destination Smog wasn't bad. Peter Jackson did a good job for someone who had 3 months to prep and winged it. He did a good job for the 2 movies. Whereas the 3rd movie, you can tell his winging it caught up to him and what? It was very messy, Battle for Armies, and it was a terrible movie. It wasn't good, man. It was a bad movie. Battle for Armies was bad. It wasn't good, I'm saying. Yeah. If you don't want something messy to happen, make sure Peter's prepped, and make sure Guillermo del Toro prepped. Make sure Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are prepped. I'm going to give Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, I'm going to have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni study the script too. Hey guys, study the script. I want you reading Peter Jackson's notes. That way you guys are prepped for every scene and you can help them out. Assist the 2 directors out a little bit. That way you get a good movie. I'm going to have the first unit director, second unit director study Peter Jackson's notes and study the script. That way they can have some good ideas to help Peter Jackson with the action sequences, with the large gatherings, like when the Exodus of Sapphires. You can have them help Peter in them with scenes. That way you get a good movie. And because I paid the Lord of the Rings crewmen the 150K, they're going to work really hard for me, obviously. I don't have to worry about them slacking off. As I saw Lord of the Rings behind the scenes, you can tell Lord of the Rings crewmen worked their asses off. They worked hard, man. Because at the end of the day, even though they got shitty money, they signed a contract. You sign a contract and the company's paying you, you're entitled to work hard, obviously. But because they got shitty money, chances are they didn't work as hard. They worked hard, but they didn't work as hard compared to my movie. They're going to work harder for me because they're getting a richer salary, obviously. The more money you make, the harder the crewmen will work, obviously. The less you pay them, the less harder they'll work. Because they're getting shittier money, you know what I'm saying? Money talks, man. If you pay Peter, he's rich like, I don't know, 107 million salary, and is rich like $300 million in royalties, 250, $300 million in royalties, 330 million royalties. He'll work hard because he's gonna strike it rich. He's gonna make a nice 350, $400 for your movie. Which is a good, like, he's gonna make his good like $200+ million after taxes. And his agent, he'll work hard. He'll work really hard. He'll destroy the role as a director. Trust me, if because I paid Peter that money, he's gonna destroy the role. Yeah, I have no worry about it. I'll work harder for you than what I even did for Warner Bros. For my Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah, I mean, fuck Hollywood. Even though I love my Lord of the Rings trilogy, I was a fucking dirty slave in Hollywood. Hollywood's fucking cheap. They serve me shitty fucking food, meat, potatoes, and pasta. They cook food in the fucking trailers. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a shitty $94 million budget, whereas you gave me like an unlimited budget for the cameras, for the special effects, for the set building, for the extras, for the costumes, armor, weapons, for the masks, for the wolves, and all of them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have nowhere, but I'll work double harder for you than what I even did for the Rings. We're gonna make an amazing movie together, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's two reasons why Peter Jackson will work hard. Two main reasons why. Obviously, three reasons. The first reason, it's an Ivan movie. It's an Ivan Vijay movie. It's fun being in an Ivan Vijay movie. It is fun being in an Ivan Vijay movie. Obviously, because he's directing an Ivan movie, he's gonna work harder because it's much more fun directing an Ivan movie, knowing that the final product will be so cool. Yeah, so work harder, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Second reason, I paid him more money and I'm giving him better perks than what he got for Warner Bros. He's staying at a suite. Obviously, the first year. Obviously, limo services, obviously. I'm giving him 3 birds once a week during the third year and fourth year, and I'm serving him a luxurious buffet. Much better food than what he ate for Lord of the Rings. That's the second reason, obviously. And the third reason, he does not want to fuck up my masterpiece. You see what I'm saying? Peter Jackson, because I'm giving Peter Jackson power, I'm giving Peter Jackson the keys. I'm giving Peter Jackson the keys for my Last of Us movie. He's the boss, obviously. He doesn't want to go down as a director who fucked up Ivan's masterpiece. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, Ivan wrote a masterpiece. I don't want to fuck this masterpiece. Yes, Peter Jackson does not want to fuck up my masterpiece. Guillermo del Toro does not want to fuck up my masterpiece. That's why they're going to work hard, because they don't want to go down as the directors who fucked up Ivan's masterpiece. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, those are the 3 reasons why Peter Jackson worked hard for me. Paid him more money, gave him perks, obviously. It is an Ivan Vijay movie, which is cooler, knowing the final product will be so cool, obviously. And he doesn't want to fuck up my masterpiece, Peter Jackson. You know, but at the same time, Peter Jackson does not want to compete with his Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's why he won't tell me that my Last of Us movie will be better than his Lord of the Rings trilogy. Because Peter Jackson has an ego, and he doesn't want to compete with his own trilogy. There's a reason why Peter Jackson did not initially did not direct The Hobbit. No, Peter Jackson signed on to be producer and writer, and he had Guillermo del Toro direct. But Guillermo del Toro bailed out, obviously, and Peter Jackson had to come in and fix everything, obviously. Or try to fix everything, right? Yeah, he didn't want to compete with his own Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's why he didn't want to direct Lord of the Rings. Obviously. That's why Peter Jackson won't tell me that my Last of Us movie will be better than his Lord of the Rings trilogy, because he has an ego, obviously, but he doesn't want to compete with his own masterpiece, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But he will tell me, Ivan, I promise, your movie will be one of the best movie trilogies ever made. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work my ass off, Ivan, I promise. I'm saying, I'm gonna work my ass off, Ivan, I promise. I won't wing it. I'm gonna work hard. He won't wing it. He'll work hard, take his notes, do the concerts with me, watch those movies with me. Study the script when we're done. You know what I'm saying? Study his notes, and hence when production starts, he's fully prepped. He knows, he has ideas for every scene, what he wants how he wants the characters to act, all that stuff. He's prepped, obviously. You know what I'm saying? He's prepped. He's prepped, obviously. He's there. That's my deal for Peter Jackson. And Mel Gibson, I'll pay him his $56 million. And I'll give him 0.5% of the profits. If the movie does $176 billion or less, if it does more, I'll give him 0.3. He'll still make his $180 million in royalties. Mel Gibson, it's a good paycheck for him. He's gonna make Mel Gibson signed like his $240, $50 million deal, $60 million deal around there. Not as big as Peter Jackson, but he signed a massive contract. That's my deal for those 2 directors. See what I'm saying? Hence, Peter will destroy the role as a director. You're gonna see him in the documentary. He's working hard. Holy shit! Peter Jackson looks like he's working much harder for eyes than we even did for Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings, he looks happy. You know what I'm saying? You see him talking in the documentary, obviously. But man, he looks like he's having much more fun in Ives Week, yes. Because I gave him his freedom and I paid him more money. And I saved his ass. He's saved too, don't forget that. He's experienced that international buzz with me during the 4 years. The first year, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, the fifth year, the world tour. He experienced that buzz, hence why he knows he's saved. I paid him more money than what he made for Lord of the Rings. Obviously. And what? I paid him more money than what he made for Lord of the Rings. And so work hard for me and he'll completely destroy the role as a director. You're going to see him working hard. Holy shit, Peter Jackson's working hard. He's directing all the actors. Guillermo del Toro is helping him out. Yeah. And Jon Favreau will be helping him out. That way you take the stress off Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson won't be as stressed because he has Guillermo del Toro helping him. They're both prepped. So whenever Peter Jackson has someone is, Guillermo del Toro is helping him out. Helping him direct the actors. And Jon Favreau and Filoni are also assisting them sometimes. You also have the first unit director, second unit director assisting them too. He has a lot of help, hence why he's not stressed. He won't be as stressed out. You see what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. See what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing, guys. Obviously. Yeah, Peter Jackson will, I don't know, when I do the meetings with Peter Jackson, during the first 3 days of Guillermo del Toro and my wife and Jon Favreau and Filoni, obviously. Peter Jackson asks me, okay, Ivan, you know what I'm saying? Ivan, what are you thinking of for Aratat and the wolves and all of them? And the bats? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking they should be full-on CGI wolves and bats. I'm like, no, Peter. I don't want Aratat and Ephesus and all them to be full-on CGI characters like you got for Azog in your fucking Hot movie. Remember how all you Lord of the Rings fans, Lord of the Rings, remember the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Yeah, I remember. Remember how Azog looked a bit computery and cheesy? Yes, man. If you have Aratat a full-on CGI character, the movie won't be as good. I'm telling you right now, he'll be scary. He'll be just as scary, obviously, but it'll look cheesy and computery. You know what I'm saying? Because you're using full-on CGI effects. I don't want that look for Aratat. No, I want him looking demonic and scary like the ring race in Lord of the Rings and Fellowship of the Ring, except he looks natural and he's 3 times scarier than those beings. You know how the ring race look very natural in Lord of the Rings? Yeah, they look like that, except they're 3 times scarier than those beings. Okay, Ivan, if you don't want Aratat to be a full-on CGI wolf, you know what I'm saying? Guillermo del Toro's Ivan, what about a werewolf? I'm like, no, Guillermo del Toro, I don't want Aratat looking like a werewolf, otherwise the movie won't be as good. Aratat, I don't want Aratat looking like a... You know those wolves that Azog and the orcs ride? In the Hobbit trilogy? Yeah, if you have Aratat look like a werewolf like that, the movie won't be as good. It'll flop, man. It won't be as good, man. I'm telling you right now, I know what I'm doing. Have him look like Pennywise the Clown. He's a wolf, but he has human features. Like Pennywise the Clown. You know how Pennywise the Clown looks like a human, but he's a monster? Yeah. You know how that devil being an Annabelle, that being has human features, but he looks like a bat, like a vampire bat. Yeah, have Aratat look something like that. Aratat and the wolves look like Pennywise the Clown, and Ephesus and the bats look like that devil being Annabelle and the hybrid of the boss of Lord of the Rings. And the voice actors and the extras who are going to play all those characters and play all those demonic beings, obviously, for the role, they wear a professional mask similar to that mask that actor wore for the devil being Annabelle. And you apply the special towards that mask, you're looking at walking devils on the screen, and you're getting an amazing movie, man. Something even better than Peter Jackson Rings by a margin. And Peter Jackson knows. He can see the future. He knows. You guys already know how good my movie will be. You can see the future. We can see. Yeah, you can see. You know how good my movie will be. You're looking at something better than Peter Jackson or the Rings by a little slim margin. Because I'm acting in the movie as Tactius. Makes the movie that much better. Obviously, VJ's acting as Lithia. I poured $1 billion towards my movie. So you're looking at better technology than what you got for The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Except my world will look a lot more natural. Hence, you'll get a better movie, obviously. And Xaius is a better story than Lord of the Rings. And The Hobbit, obviously. Lord of the Rings is a better story than The Hobbit. The Hobbit is a children's book story, obviously. Xaius is a better story than Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings has the richer speech and the richer world building. But Xaius has the richer story. The story is richer when you read it. But the world building and speech in Lord of the Rings is richer. So all you Lord of the Rings fans, Lord of the Rings read it, who love J.R.R. Tolkien, who read his books, and you love the movies, I'm going to give you a heads up. My book does not have as rich speech and does not have as rich world building as J.R.R. Tolkien's world building and speech. So if you're shocked, oh, Ivan's book doesn't have as rich world building and speech. Yes, I'm telling you in advance, my book does not have as rich world building and does not have as rich speech. Rich speech my book has, obviously, but not as rich as Lord of the Rings. But the story flows better than Lord of the Rings. It's a richer story. Hence why it beats out J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell John Howe, Alan Lee, the constant artist who drew for Pennywise the Clown. I don't know his name. Okay, guys. Okay, Ivan, what are you thinking of for the... No, I'm thinking something like Rivendell. I'm thinking something like that end scene in Unexpected Journey. You got the beautiful view of the mountains and the trees. Beautiful holy world like the north, like that. Except the world looks natural. Tell them that, what they know, and they have ideas, and they draw pictures for the north, and the north, Zanus, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ivan, what do you think of yourself? I don't know, I'm thinking something like Passion of Christ when the sky went dark and blue. It has this grayish, bluish atmosphere. Or that one picture I showed you in my video a couple days ago. That darkish look. Yeah, something like that for the South. Give them some ideas. That way they can draw good ideas for your world, obviously. I think it's something like Isengard for Barack. There's a bunch of pavilion tents all over the land. It's a barren wasteland. Ereteth has his silver chair throne. He's the king of the South. The wolves sleep in tents and all that stuff. Yeah, in Barack, they all live there. Imagine having a land where you have thousands of demon wolves living there, man. That's why my movie will beat out Peter Jackson's Rings. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at a masterpiece, guys. A fucking masterpiece. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, Peter asked me, okay, Ivan, like, what's your layout? What's your layout for your movie, Ivan? Okay, Peter, I want to film three volumes. Okay, Peter, is 9 months enough time? Yeah, Ivan, 9 months should be enough time to film the 3 volumes. Okay, Peter, I want to film 3 separate volumes for my movies. One story, like your Lord of the Rings trilogy, but 3 separate volumes. Like you had 3 separate volumes for your movie. 2 Towers, Fellowship of the Ring, Return of the King. Hey, Ivan, how long do you want your movie? Yeah, I want my movie to be a good 11 to 12 hours long. I want to tell the story. I don't want to cram all 3 volumes into one movie. No. Tell the story in 3 separate volumes. Like you did for Lord of the Rings. That way you get a good movie, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Ivan, how are you going to release your movie? Yeah, Peter, I'm going to release it on 4K Blu-ray and a box set on Amazon. Ivan, 4K Blu-ray? Oh, yeah, Peter, 4K Blu-ray. Ivan, 4K Blu-ray is top-notch, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at an enhanced experience, man. A 4K Blu-ray remastered. Ivan, you're looking at like unheard of technology, unheard of experience for the viewer, yeah. Ivan, that's smart. 4K Blu-ray, you're going to get an enhanced experience. Sound, vision, sound special effects, yeah. Know what I'm saying? He said, holy shit, Ivan, you have everything planned out for your company, huh? You planned out your 4 years? Yes. I hand Peter Jackson, okay, Peter, George Lucas helped me out with my wife planning the 4 years of Zanus. And you hand your 7 team and Peter Jackson, the 4 years of Zanus, that way Peter Jackson knows. Okay, Peter, I put a deadline, a 9-month deadline. After 9 months, filming ends. I don't want to come back to Switzerland to do any reshoots. I don't feel like taking out more money and putting more money into reshoots. If I were to do reshoots for my movie, I have to put like a good like $300 million towards reshoots. Obviously, which won't be a big deal because me and VJ will make our money back, but I don't want to put any more than $980. Yeah. Peter, I don't want to do any reshoots. After the 9 months, filming is over. Everyone goes home. We're going to go on the world tour and we're going to do post-production. That is it. We end off the red carpet. That is it. I'm not coming back to Switzerland doing any reshoots. After the 9 months, everyone's tired. The actors got their check. You got your check. You're tired. We're done. We're not doing any reshoots. I don't want you doing what you did for Lord of the Rings where you come back to Switzerland and you do like 3 months of reshoots. No. I am not a fan of that. You see what I'm saying? As for Lord of the Rings, even though they filmed the movie for 9 months, Peter Jackson came back to New Zealand. They did reshoots for Return of the King mostly. They have to do a bunch of reshoots. I don't want to do that for Zanus. After the 9 months, filming ends and I'm done. I don't want to do any more reshoots. Tell Peter that the way he knows. That way he doesn't what? That way he knows. And as long as Peter Jackson takes his notes and he does the concerts with me, we watch those movies, we plan out everything, he writes the scripts with me, we do the concerts together, we discuss the movie obviously, and he's prepped with Guillermo del Toro. In the movie, you'll get an amazing movie, and Peter Jackson won't have to come back to Switzerland to do reshoots for the movie. Unless the scenes are really, really bad. And then Peter Jackson's like, Ivan, I think we should reshoot this. I'll be very pissed off. Okay, Peter, how much would it cost? I don't know why. It'll cost you probably a good $250 million. And I have to take $250 of my money to do reshoots. But I told you, I don't want to do any reshoots for my movie unless the scenes are really, really bad, which they won't. My movie will be the almost perfect movie. You're looking at a masterpiece, man. Something better than his Lord of the Rings, guys. I'm not kidding around. Something better than even Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. You're looking at a masterpiece, man. Yeah. And Peter Jackson asks you, "Yeah, Ivan, how much money are you putting towards your movie, by the way?" "I don't know, Peter, $980 million. I was like, "What?" He's like, "You're giving me $980 million budget, Ivan?" I'm like, "Yeah, Peter, I'm giving you a $980 million budget." He's like, "Holy shit." He's Ivan, like, this is an unlimited budget. You're looking at something better than my Hobbit trilogy technology, better than Lord of the Rings trilogy technology, better than fucking, what? Better than Avatar Pandora? Yeah, except the world looks natural. Yeah. Yeah, Peter, how does $30 million towards set sound? He's like, "Holy shit, $30 million, Ivan." Yeah, $30 million. Like, holy shit, Ivan, we can build, like, big sets for your movie, Ivan. I'm like, yeah, big sets. I can build a 1 acre mountain like I showed you in that picture. I can build a 0.8 acre forest, a 0.5 acre Cyrus land, 1.5 acres for Xenos, 1.5 acres for Barak, 1 acre for Saphias, like big exterior cities. A 30 feet huge wall like Helm's Deep, what they built for Helm's Deep, and Minas Tirith, and Rohan, and the Shire. Yeah, beautiful land you can build. Hence why my world will look very natural, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Peter, how does $37 million towards costumes, armor, and weapons sound? And the machinery for creating those devil masks for the wolves and bats. Similar to that animal, that devil being animal. He's like, "Holy shit, Ivan, $37 million. Yeah, Peter, is that enough? Yeah, Ivan, that's more than enough. Don't worry about it, Ivan. $37 million is more than enough. For Lord of the Rings, I only had like a couple $1 million for armor and weapons. And for you, you're putting like $37 million towards armor and weapons. Yeah, Peter. How does $35 million towards extra sound, Peter?" He's like, $35 million towards extras. I'm like, yeah, $35 million. Ivan, he's like, "Ivan, like, you can hire like 50, 60,000 extras. For the war, you can have 20,000 wolves, 50,000 Zane army, you know what I'm saying? The gatherings, you can actually have thousands of people for the gatherings in the movie. Yeah, easy afford it. That's why, man, you're looking at something unheard of for my movie. Something unheard of for my world, man. Something unheard of for my movie. Yeah, man. Peter, you know what I'm saying? Peter, I can rent the best cameras in Hollywood. Ivan, what camera are you thinking of, Ivan? You know, okay, Ivan, if you want the natural look, Ivan, you can't rent digital cameras. Okay, Peter, how does the IMAX film camera sound? He's like, IMAX? Ivan, like, IMAX is like the best camera in Hollywood, Ivan. Yeah, Peter, I'm thinking of renting the film IMAX cameras. 10 of them. A good 10 film IMAX cameras I'm gonna rent for the movie. And the best equipment for the cameras, the best stands the best moving camera stands for moving the camera, the best gliding stands for the cameras, the best drones for the high shot footages for the movie. The best drones that use in Hollywood for the high shot footages. You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Holy shit, Ivan, you're looking at beautiful cinematography for your movie, Ivan. You have your cinematography and you also have your 4K Blu-ray effect. You're looking at something unheard of for your movie, Ivan. You look like an 8K world. Yeah, 8K world, man. Something better than Pandora, except the world looks natural. Think something better than what you got for Pandora, except the world looks natural. It doesn't look computery like Pandora. It looks very, very natural. Like that beautiful shot you got at the end of Unexpected Journey with the mountains and the trees, with the eagles flying over the mountains. Remember that beautiful shot? Think something like that for my world. It looks very, very amazing, but it looks very, very natural. It has a natural look. Obviously. Yeah, and Peter Jackson's shot is like, holy shit. Yeah, Ivan, how much money are you putting towards special effects? I don't know, Peter. How does $400 million sound? 410, 415. It's like 415? $450 million towards special effects, Ivan? For Lord of the Rings, we only had like $25 million, $30 million towards special effects for each of the movies. Yeah, for Lord of the Rings, you only put like $90 million towards special effects for the 3 movies. You know what I'm saying? You're putting $400 million towards 3 of the movies. Yes, Peter. He's like, holy shit, Ivan. You're looking at something unheard of for your world building. Looking at something unheard of. Ivan, if you pour $400 million towards the demonic mask of Aratat, Ephesus, and all of them, you're looking at walking devils, Ivan. Something 3 times scarier than even the orcs and Ringwraiths and Lord of the Rings and Pennywise the Clown, not devil being animal. Yeah. Peter's like, Ivan, you have no idea how scary Aratat will be. You're looking at the most horrific being in movie history. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at the walking devil, Ivan. You're looking at something unheard of for your world building, an 8K world better than Pandora, because the world looks natural. Something I heard for the Ivan, you're looking at something better than my Helm's Deep war for the war and the action sequences, Ivan. Something even better than Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Lord of the Rings has sick act. When you watch Lord of the Rings, the action sequences are amazing. You know what I'm saying? You saw Helm's Deep. You saw Viggo Mortensen kicking ass. He stabs out at work. It's cool seeing that on camera, obviously. Well, think something 3 times better than that because I poured so much money towards special effects for the action sequences, the horror, the wolves, and the world building. Hence, we're looking at something unheard of for my movie, man. Obviously. Yeah. One reason why Peter Jackson worked hard for me too is I gave him an unlimited budget. He doesn't have to worry about running out of all these scenes. Yeah, I don't have to worry about running out of scenes for the eagles, the crows, the war sequences. I don't have to worry about running out of money for the battle sequences in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because you gave me a big budget for my movie, obviously. Obviously, has Peter work, and don't forget, Zanus. If Peter Jackson directs Lord of the Rings, Zanus will be his baby. Obviously, it'll become his own baby. Peter, treat Zanus like your own baby. It's your movie. It's me and VJ's movie, but it's also your movie too. Treat it like your baby. You see what I'm saying? It's your what? It's your own movie, obviously. Yeah, don't worry about it. No, I'm saying I'm gonna work my ass off. I'll work even harder for you than what I even did for Warner Bros. Fuck Hollywood, Ivan. I'm gonna work harder for you because you pay more money and what? Ivan, I promise I will not fuck up your story. We're gonna make an amazing movie together, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's gonna work really hard, obviously. And once, I don't know, the 5-6 months are up, me, Peter Jackson, finished writing the script, obviously, the first draft. I'm gonna do a big party in my condo. Cheers, guys, we finished writing the Zayn script. But it's not over yet. We have to go over the script a good 1 to 2 more times. And we'll do some minor rewrites if we need to make changes. But chances are we'll do very, very little changes. Because the story is a masterpiece. If you follow my book, you'll get an amazing movie. The almost perfect story, you know what I'm saying? But once I send John Howell and all of them home, obviously, and the graphic designers bring their sketches to life, we see the demonic beings of Aratat, Ephes, and all of them. Peter Jackson looks at the land. He's like, "Holy shit, you're looking at an amazing movie, Ivan." You know what I'm saying? He's now pitching all these demonic beings in the movie. Holy shit, these guys are freaky. You see the constant art of Aratat, Ephes. You know what I'm saying? You see Peter Jackson's like, "Holy shit, that's fucking scary." He's like shocked. He's like, "Ivan, we just shook the world." You know what I'm saying? You're looking at demons and devils, Ivan. Like you're looking at world building 3 times better than fucking Pandora and like my Hobbit trilogy and Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at demons, like the most horrific beings in movie history, looking at walking devils. Ivan, this is fucking scary, Ivan, man. This movie's gonna have crazy buzz. I can only imagine the crewmen are gonna create the demon mask based off these console art pictures. Obviously. And then after that, what? And after that, you're gonna apply the CGI technology towards these demonic masks, looking at the devil himself, Shemaghaver.